Hey everybody, this video is going to talk about how to load new multitracks that we have purchased from multitracks.com or other places, how to load them onto our tracks playing software, which is now called Prime. It's an application called Prime from Loop Community. So this is going to walk you through how to load tracks into that software, and also how to cut them up and make custom arrangements out of them as you put together your set list. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to loopcommunity.com. Once we're in loopcommunity.com, you're going to want to make sure, take you to the home page here, you're going to want to make sure that you log in to our login address. I've included the username and password in the comments in this video. You can also find the username and password to this with all the rest of our passwords, which is in Basecamp in the file called passwords. So I've already logged in here. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this cloud button right here. It's probably not going to show 100%. It's probably just going to be the cloud. Okay, and you're going to hit this button, personal use. Don't worry about that. You're going to use this button, personal use, and then you're going to get ready to drag a file into this window right here, which I've already done to save us time. Now, you do not have that file yet. So here's how you create that file for this Loop community to store your song. You need to go to the hard drive or whatever device is holding the multi-tracks. So right now I have the Ableton HD that we always carry around with our laptop, our tracks laptop. I've got it plugged into my computer right now. And it's actually right here, Ableton file. So I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to find the song that we are going to do. So I'm going to do, if I can find it here, Your Love Awakens Me. So I've selected Your Love Awakens Me. I need to pick the right key. So here it is in the key of A. That's what we're going to do. And you're looking for this folder right here, this multi-tracks folder. You want to open that up. And now you have something that's familiar if you build tracks in Ableton. You have all of our WAV files. Now what you're going to do with that is you're going to select every single WAV file that you are wanting to load into Community Center, Loop Community. And you're going to select all those. You're going to right click. You're going to select compress 8 items or however many items you have compressed. Now one thing that might trip you up here I want you to be careful about is let's say we're in, this is another key of Your Love Awakens Me. Now you see different files here. You see .wav files and you see .asd files. Do not select the .asd files. So if you have a folder that has them all mixed up like that, that's okay. But just make sure you do not select the ASD files and select the waves instead. So let's go back to our key of A. No ASD files in there. We're going to select all these WAV files, right click, hit compress 8 items, and it is going to pull all of these into a zip file. All right, now this file, you can do what you want with this file. You can put this onto your desktop. You see I've been doing that a little bit. You can keep it on the hard drive, that's fine. You can rename this if you want to it's going to name them all archives. So if you want to like uniquely name it so that you can keep track of these things, that's fine. But this is the file that you're going to go back to Loop Community and you're going to drag into the window. And it's going to take a while to upload. It's going to show you the progress along the way. I have already done that so that we can save time in this video. So I dropped Your Love Awakens in. It loaded it up. It's 100% ready and I can continue on. All right, now it wants you to enter some of the details of the song. You don't want to just guess or just do what your own name you think is for this in these details. You need to type in the exact details of the song. Capitalization, don't forget a word, Don't do a different name of the song. It needs to be the exact name of the song. Now, how you can get straight on that, I recommend go to Planning Center. Pick on the song. You can click this little note here. There's different ways to do it in Planning Center. But here are the actual details of the song that we're wanting to see. Okay, so I'm going to type it in exactly like it says right there. Capitalization and everything. Get the right capital letters. Artist. Okay, sometimes they have like lots of like artist names right here. We're just looking for the one that's right here, the main one. So it's Phil Wickham. Don't misspell his name. Okay, right here, don't select anything right here. We do not need to select anything right here. In fact, that's why it's grayed out. Okay, BPM, we're not guessing on this. We need to know the exact BPM, and that's right here, 101. Key of the song, that's dependent upon what key that you picked. If you remember, we picked the key of A, so we're going to select the key of A. Time signature, if you don't know that, go to Planning Center. Time signature, right there, 4/4. Okay, we've got the details in. We can continue on. Now, this is kind of just a final check. It's going to make sure it's giving you the names, the original name of the file right here, and then it's already automated to name what stems they're going to be named. Now, you want to double check this though, because sometimes, like right here, keys. Sometimes you'll have different keys, keys 1, keys 2, keys 3, but it does not remember or it does not know to give them numbers. So you need to maybe put in that number for sure. Now this one only has one keys file. We could have gotten away with it, but other ones, you know, it might try to name 3 or 4 different keys tracks, all of them the same name of keys. We don't want that. We want to number them. So just double check that, make sure that all looks good, and then hit continue. All right, so it's like, hey, good job. You're at the final step. All you have to do is hit submit track. I am not going to press that because I have already done that. So now we can kind of get out of the Safari window or the internet window for now. We've loaded it up to the Loop Community Cloud. Now we're just looking to load it into our app. So here's what the app looks like, Prime Multitrack app. And you can see here I have already added it in to our set list, but if this was not in here, then I would have hit add song right here. And I would have searched for it. Here it is, Your Love Awakens Me. I would have clicked on that, and then it would have taken, it will take a little bit of time to download it, but eventually it'll pop up right here. So here it is. Let's give it a little listen. Okay, so there's a couple little things you're going to want to do here to set it up properly. Number one is you're going to change the click sound. We use the click sound that is like a digital sounding click, and how you do that, I'm going to back up here so you see me do this. You click on this gear up here, select that. You're going to select generic click or generate click dynamically. Select that. Now you get some options. We're going to change the click sound to digital, and we're going to double it up. Now, there may be some songs that are fast enough that you don't need to double up the click, but most songs, we're going to double up the click. We don't like the click being every beat. We usually like it being every 8th note. So you'll notice the difference here when I select it, but that's what you do. Digital, and then most times you hit this ×2 to get it going as fast as we want. So let's listen to it. Okay. So click sound changed, and it also got to that faster pace that we like it to be. All right, now the final step you're going to want to do is going to take a little bit of time, but once you do it once, you can save it. You don't have to do it again. But you're going to need to cut this song up. Here's the whole song. you're going to need to cut it up into different spots and so that we can create a custom arrangement. All right, now how you do that is you hit Edit Song, and it's going to ask you to do two different things. Do you want to edit markers or edit the arrangement? You want to edit the markers first. So what it has just done, it is just put markers on every single downbeat of a measure in the song automatically. And that is pretty cool. Big time saver. So what I like to do is I like to zoom in at this point, and then I press play.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so right about there is the intro. You saw the red line cover over it. So I'm going to double click right there, and look at that. It wants to create a nice little marker for me. It's called the intro, and I hit add, and we've just created the intro. So let's do another one.
3, 4.
Okay, called for another intro. So I'm going to call in there another intro. Okay, let's get close to a verse. Let's get closer here. Okay, there was the verse. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Okay, here's a verse. Now, how do you know which to do? Interlude, intro, outro, instrumental. How do you know which one to do? Do you do verse 1? Do you do verse 3? How I want you to determine what to market is not by just what you hear or what you think, but I want you to go back to Planning Center and pull up the chord chart. See what the chord chart is calling these things, because this is what we go off of. We go off of pre-choruses and chorus 1, and well, there's chorus 2. The tracks may only call for chorus right here, but we need to know if it's chorus 2 or chorus 1. That's going to be important later. So look at the chord chart. Let the chord chart guide you on how you should label these markers. Okay? All right, so I have already taken the liberty and done this for, you'll hit save, by the way. Once you're done marking all these, hit save, and it will save that, okay? And we didn't do them all, but you see the beginning of it there. There's the beginning and then the first couple intros. I've already done this to King of My Heart to demo for you. So here is King of My Heart. It's all marked out. Here's the final step towards creating your custom arrangement. You've loaded the tracks, you've marked them all so they're all uniquely marked, bridges, choruses, outro. Now, look at this. King of My Heart is a great example. King of My Heart has a very long instrumental at the end of the song with a whole bunch of stuff that we never do. So how do you get that out of there? You go back to Edit Song, but instead of Edit Markers, you hit Edit Arrangement. Okay? Now you can do things like double click on this instrumental and delete it. There's the delete button. Boom, it disappears. And King of My Heart is also a good example of how we do custom arrangements, because we don't do verse 2 one time. We like to repeat it often, and we do it 2 times. How you do that is you need to get right before the section that you want to change or you want to add something into. So right before this chorus, we like to do another verse 2. Double click, select what you want to add, which in this case is another verse 2, and hit add. And you've just added another verse 2. After you do that, just hit save or done, and it has saved it, and you guys are ready to rock. Hope this helps.